Seems like more of the leaks and rumors are coming true. I'm John Barry, and welcome to my review of The Mandalorian Chapter 11, The Heiress. So, as I said, this is the 11th chapter of The Mandalorian, the third episode in the second season, and we get a character that many of us were hoping would eventually appear in The Mandalorian. And most of us were hoping she would appear not in a flashback, and we got that. This was not a flashback. In addition, this episode, many of the Mandalorians' belief about being a Mandalorian are challenged, and that's because of who he encounters. It's not Sabine Wren, it's not Ahsoka, it's Bo-Katan Kryze. So, she appears in live action. So, from the opening, it talks about, it reiterates how the Mandalorian creed that the Mandalorian follows, how Din Djarin follows, basically forbids the taking off of a helmet in the presence of anyone else. And so that prepped me and many other people, I would assume, to be prepared to have that belief of him challenged. And it is challenged because, as I said, Bo-Katan Kryze shows up, saves the Mandalorian from some Cohen who went to steal his armor for the Beskar, and then she takes her helmet off and then is like, whoa, you're not Mandalorians. While he's talking to the previous leader of Mandalore, by the way. So, there's definitely he's definitely stuck in his ways, but this is the first episode where what it means to be a Mandalorian, the strict creed that he follows, is being challenged. It is 100% being challenged. He still hasn't taken his helmet off yet in the presence of others. The only people to have seen him without his helmet is, I wouldn't be surprised maybe it's a child has seen it. There might be something like, if you're raising a child, you can. But just IG-11, back in the end of the first season, the only person we know to have seen Din without his helmet on. And of course, I'm saying person, but Din does not consider droids people, so if he did, IG-11 would not have been allowed to see Din's face. I'm just saying. I'm literally just saying. But yeah, this is something we were all expecting, that Din will eventually encounter other Mandalorians who do take their helmets off. And we learned that Din was basically raised in a cult called the Watch, which I think is a spin-off of Death Watch. Because, in the Clone Wars, Death Watch was established as an extremist faction that was seeking to restore the old ways. I'm thinking the Watch is a spin-off of Death Watch. You think Death Watch wasn't going far enough to restore the old ways. And because Din was raised in it and pretty much indoctrinated in their ideology. It's basically a cult in a way, with this is the way, all that, those things be repeated over and over again. You can definitely see it that way. And Din, exploring the galaxy, is being challenged in his beliefs. You can very much draw any comparisons you want, but we're going to focus more on what this means for Din as a character. At the end of the episode, Bo-Katan gives the Mandalorian Din a lead on the location of Ahsoka Tano. So, yeah, they're not even going to be coy with that. Apparently, we're going to get Ahsoka. Or we're going to do a bait and switch where we actually never see it. Now, that doesn't mean Ahsoka will appear in the next episode, because in the 5th episode of the season is one directed by Dave Filoni, and it will make more sense for Ahsoka to be in that episode. And no, given the fact that his Razor Crest is pretty well damaged, yeah, I could see an accident happening that forces another side quest. That's, I think, very, very feasible. And just because he knows the planet Ahsoka's on doesn't mean he knows where on the planet. That always bugs me about Star Wars. How they give a planet location but a planet is huge. Fallen Order perfectly shows that. Just because you know something's on a planet doesn't mean you know where it is on the planet. I can't tell you how many times I got lost playing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. But that's outside of the scope of this review. The key part of this review is, the episode's good, really, but I'm more focused on how this episode is really starting to challenge the Mandalorian's worldview, his perspective of what it means to be a Mandalorian. And of course, we also get a lot of other things, like the Empire is as equally entrenched in its old ideology. Mainly because the Empire is willing to scuttle its ship, because then Bo-Katan and the two Mandalorians with her had basically taken control of the cargo, so So Moff Gideon, we get him back again in a hologram, but he orders the captain of the Imperial vessel to scuttle the ship. And apparently, to prevent the crew from preventing that, the captain kills his own crew. Yeah, the Empire is very, very cruel and all that. And so that is definitely cruel, but it's also, I think, intended to serve as a counter, not as a foil, if you will, to Din, who he's being challenged, definitely, and he is set in his ways, but he's opening up to the possibility that maybe he is wrong. So the Empire's their extremism is being served as a foil to basically Din's extremism of Mandalorian culture. It's very much, I think, intended to be a foil. The only thing is that Din really does not get to see as much of the Empires, but I think it's still really for us, the audience, to see that. And then, of course, with Frog Lady, she meets up with her husband, who is apparently credited as Frogman. I mean, could we get some better names? I'm just saying. But it's kind of like, yeah, that is something I could see Star Wars also doing. At the same time, it's giving, ridiculous names. But easy to say ridiculous names instead of complicated ridiculous names. And during the mission that the man goes on with Bo-Katan, he has Frog Lady and Frogman babysit Baby Yoda. So there's that. And apparently Baby Yoda was on good behavior. Well, he probably did need some more parental role models in his life, I'm just saying. The Mandalorian has not been the best father, but at least, he's acknowledging that sometimes somebody just needs to watch Baby Yoda for him, which I think is definitely good. Our parents should know that you can't always, sometimes you just gotta ask others to take care of your own child. Babysitting for lack of a better term. But definitely, I think when we eventually do see Ahsoka, I'm just waiting for her reaction to seeing a Baby Yoda. Who knows how it goes. And maybe we'll get Sabine as well, We know last time we saw them on screen, they were off to search for Ezra, so who knows. But yeah, so that is pretty much it in the episode. I've covered the main parts, the story, the character development, or actually the challenging of an aspect of of the Mandalorian's character. I don't think we really gotten the development yet. I feel like that's going to come later on in the season. Some just other facts about the episode, interesting points, leads for the future. Oh, Bo-Katan is looking for the Darksaber. We do learn that much. And we know, the audience, that Moff Gideon has it. So, I think it's definitely going to be interesting where this all goes. And I really can't wait to see where it ends up. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like. And let me know in the comment section, what did you think of this episode? I would love to hear from you. Also, feel free to check out any of the links in the description. Follow me on Twitter. And be sure to check out my Patreon page if you're interested in helping to support this channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And feel free to ring that bell to stay up to date. Also, consider checking out either the video or the playlist on screen now. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.